The night was alive with an unseen storm, a collision of divine and demonic forces swirling just beyond the veil of your perception. You sat in the dim glow of your room, the faint hum of the world outside drowned out by a deeper, celestial pulse that seemed to vibrate through your bones. This was no ordinary moment. The air crackled with purpose, as if the heavens themselves were leaning down, their voices urgent, their eyes fixed on you. God was speaking, and his words were not a whisper, they were a roar, a clarion call that demanded every fiber of your being. Archangel Michael stood before you, unseen yet undeniable, his towering form radiating light that burned away the shadows. His sword, forged in the fires of eternity, glowed with a brilliance that made your heart race. My child, his voice thundered, resonating in your spirit, this is the hour of reckoning. The enemy moves swiftly, weaving lies to erase what heaven has decreed. They seek to bury the truth before your eyes can see it. I need you to trust me. You are the only one capable. Open your heart now, within moments, or the deception may take root deeper than you can imagine. The weight of his words pressed against you, not with fear, but with a divine urgency that stirred your soul. The 7 archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Chamuel, Jophiel, and Zadkiel, formed a radiant circle around you, their presence a fortress of light. Each carried a mission, a piece of the divine plan unfolding in this sacred moment. God himself spoke, his voice a torrent of love and authority, my beloved, the scrolls of heaven are open, and your name is written in them. The enemy cannot erase what I have sealed, but they are trying. They are desperate. You must act now, for the truth I am unveiling is the key to your freedom. For months, you had felt it, a gnawing restlessness, a sense that something was wrong, hidden just out of reach. Dreams had plagued you, visions of locked doors, whispered betrayals, and a figure cloaked in false kindness. You'd seen her face, a woman who called herself your ally, her smile warm but her eyes cold. You'd felt the sting of her words, subtle jabs disguised as concern, and the way opportunities slipped through your fingers when she was near. You'd wondered if you were imagining it, if the doubt creeping into your mind was your own creation. But now, heaven was screaming, it was never your fault. Gabriel, the messenger of God, stepped forward, his voice clear and piercing. You have heard my whispers, he said. In your dreams, in those fleeting moments of clarity, I have been speaking. The woman who stood by you, who offered friendship, has been a vessel of deception. She has spoken your name in secret rooms, twisting your story to dim your light. She has sown seeds of doubt among those you trusted, hoping to isolate you. But her time is ending. God has seen her schemes, and he has declared exposure. The room seemed to pulse with divine energy, the walls trembling as if unable to contain the power of heaven's presence. You glanced at the clock, seconds were ticking away, each one heavy with destiny. Michael's voice grew louder, more insistent. They are trying to delete the evidence, he warned. The conversations, the plans, the betrayals, they are scrambling to erase them before you see the truth. But heaven has recorded every moment. Every lie they told, every scheme they crafted, every attempt to steal your destiny, it is sealed in the eternal archives. I am sent to unveil it, but you must open your spirit now. You sank to the floor, your heart pounding. The weight of this moment was overwhelming, yet it carried a strange clarity. You'd always known, deep down, that something was amiss. The missed promotions, the friendships that dissolved without explanation, the way your confidence wavered under the gaze of those who claimed to support you, it wasn't coincidence. It was a spiritual conspiracy, a calculated effort to keep you from stepping into your calling. Raphael, the healer, knelt beside you, his presence a soothing river washing over your wounds. You have carried pain you did not earn, he said gently. The ache of betrayal, the heaviness of doubt, the loneliness of being misunderstood, these were not your burdens. They were weapons forged against you by those who feared your light. I am here to heal what was broken, to restore what was stolen. But you must receive the truth, even if it cuts like a blade. Uriel, the Archangel of Wisdom, stepped forward, his eyes blazing with divine insight. "You have felt the sparks of truth," he said. "Those moments when your intuition screamed, when a name or a face triggered a warning in your spirit. Those were my gifts, flashes of clarity to guide you. The woman who betrayed you is unraveling. Her allies are turning against her, her lies collapsing under the weight of God's light. But you must see it now, before the enemy hides it again." Her face flashed in your mind again, the woman who had been so close, who had shared your secrets, who had smiled while planting seeds of destruction. You remembered the moments when her words didn't match her actions, the backhanded compliments, the subtle ways she undermined you in front of others, the opportunities that vanished after she whispered in someone's ear. You tried to dismiss it, to believe she meant well. But heaven was confirming what your spirit had always known: she was no friend. She was a vessel of envy, a pawn in a spiritual war aimed at dimming your light. Chamuel, the Archangel of Love, placed a hand on your heart. "God's love surrounds you," he said, his voice warm and steady. "You are not defined by their betrayal. You are not diminished by their lies. You are chosen, cherished, and called. The enemy targeted you because your destiny threatens their darkness. But love, God's love, will carry you through this revelation. Do not let their poison taint your heart." Jophiel, the Archangel of Beauty, spoke next, her voice a melody of hope. "From the ashes of their deception, I am weaving beauty. Your story is not one of defeat but of triumph. Every lie they told will become a stepping stone to your victory. Every wound they inflicted will become a testament to your resilience. Trust the process, for God is crafting something glorious from this pain." Tzadkiel, the Archangel of Mercy, stood with a gentle but firm presence. "Forgive," he urged, "not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Their actions will face divine justice, but your heart must not carry their bitterness. Release them to God, and He will handle what you cannot." Michael stepped closer, his sword raised high, its light blinding. "This is the moment," he declared. "The enemy is in panic. They know the veil is lifting. They know the truth is breaking through. They are scrambling to erase the evidence, to delete the conversations, the plans, the betrayals they orchestrated against you. But they cannot erase what God has written. They cannot silence what heaven has spoken. You are the key, the one chosen to unlock this truth. But you must act now. Open your spirit. Receive the revelation. Do not let fear or doubt hold you back." You felt a surge of courage, a fire igniting within you. The restlessness, the unease, the sleepless nights, it all made sense now. You weren't imagining things. You were under attack, but you were also under divine protection. The heavens had been fighting for you, shielding you, preparing you for this moment. God's voice roared through the room, shaking the very foundation of your soul. "My child, I have not forgotten you. I have seen every tear, every moment of doubt, every time you questioned your worth. I have seen the hands that moved against you, the tongues that spoke lies, the hearts that burned with jealousy. And I say, enough. No more will they dim your light. No more will they steal your peace. No more will they delay your destiny. I am exposing them now. I am tearing down their facades. I am bringing truth to light, and you will see it with your own eyes." The clock ticked. Seconds were slipping away. You felt the urgency, the divine pressure to act, to believe, to step into the truth. Michael's voice thundered again, "Moments remain. The enemy is moving quickly, trying to bury the evidence before you claim it. But heaven is faster. Heaven is stronger. Heaven is with you. Say yes to the truth. Say yes to your calling. Say yes to the God who fights for you." You closed your eyes, your heart pounding. The weight of the moment was overwhelming, but it was also exhilarating. You weren't alone. You weren't abandoned. You were chosen, surrounded by angels, upheld by God Himself. The woman who had betrayed you, the systems that had worked against you, the lies that had tried to define you, they were all crumbling. Heaven was exposing them, and you were the one called to witness it. Raphael's healing touch soothed the ache in your chest. Gabriel's clarity sharpened your mind. Uriel's wisdom illuminated the path ahead. Chamuel's love steadied your heart. Jophiel's beauty painted hope across your vision. Tzadkiel's mercy lifted the burden of resentment. And Michael's strength empowered you to stand. But the battle was not over. The enemy, sensing the tide turning, doubled their efforts. In the unseen realms, dark forces scrambled to rewrite the narrative, to erase the evidence of their schemes. You saw it in your mind's eye, shadowy figures whispering in corners, manipulating records, spreading lies to cover their tracks. But heaven was relentless. Michael's sword slashed through their efforts, each strike a declaration of victory. They cannot succeed, he roared. The truth is sealed in God's hand. The lies will not stand. You saw her again, the woman who had betrayed you. Her face, once so familiar, now carried a different weight. You remembered the moments when she had stood too close, her words laced with hidden motives. She had been careful, calculated, always presenting herself as a friend while working to undermine you. She had whispered to others, planting doubts about your character, your abilities, your worth. She had orchestrated delays, stolen opportunities, and smiled through it all. But now, her mask was slipping. You saw it in your spirit, her alliances crumbling, her confidence fading, her lies exposed under the unrelenting light of God's truth. Gabriel spoke again, his voice cutting through the chaos. The evidence is surfacing, he said. Conversations you were never meant to hear will reach your ears. Documents you were never meant to see will fall into your hands. People who were swayed by her lies will come to you with confessions, their hearts stirred by God's conviction. Do not be surprised when it happens. Do not call it coincidence. This is the hand of God, forcing the truth into the open. You felt a shift, a divine pivot. The heaviness that had weighed you down for so long was lifting. Doors that had been welded shut were creaking open. Opportunities that had been blocked were stirring to life. Relationships that had been poisoned were beginning to heal. And the truth, the glorious, painful, liberating truth, was breaking through like dawn after a long night. Michael's sword flashed one final time. The deletion has failed, he declared. The truth is yours. The enemy tried to erase your name, but God has written it in eternity. They tried to steal your blessing, but God has sealed it in His hand. They tried to silence your voice, but heaven is amplifying it. You are awake. You are free. You are unstoppable. God's voice, softer now but no less powerful, whispered, "My child, this is only the beginning. The exposure is not the end but the gateway to your destiny. Walk through it. Trust me. The angels are with you, and I am leading the way." You took a deep breath, feeling the fire of purpose ignite within you. The woman who had betrayed you, the lies that had bound you, the delays that had frustrated you, they were no match for the God who called you His own. The truth was here, and nothing could take it away. But the heavens were not done. As you stood, a new vision unfolded before you. You saw a battlefield, not of earth but of spirit, where angels clashed with shadows. Michael led the charge, his sword cutting through layers of deception. The other archangels flanked him, each wielding their divine authority. Raphael healed the wounds of those who had been deceived. Gabriel spoke truth into the chaos, shattering lies with every word. Uriel illuminated hidden corners, exposing what had been concealed. Chamuel poured love into broken hearts, restoring trust. Jophiel wove beauty from destruction, turning pain into purpose. Tzadkiel extended mercy, offering redemption to those who would repent. And at the center of it all was you. Not a bystander, not a victim, but a warrior chosen by God. You saw yourself standing tall, your spirit radiant with divine light. The enemy had tried to erase you, but they had failed. They had tried to silence you, but heaven had amplified your voice. They had tried to steal your destiny, but God had sealed it in eternity. The woman who had betrayed you appeared in the vision, her face no longer confident but filled with fear. Her allies were abandoning her, their loyalty crumbling as the truth came to light. You saw conversations being uncovered, words she had spoken in secret, plans she had made to undermine you. You saw documents, emails, messages, evidence of her schemes surfacing as if guided by an unseen hand. You saw people who had believed her lies begin to question, their eyes opening to the truth. And then you saw God. Not as a distant figure, but as a father, his eyes filled with love and fire. "My child," he said, "this is your moment. The enemy thought they could erase you, but I have written your name in the stars. They thought they could steal your blessing, but I have sealed it in my heart. They thought they could silence you, but I am giving you a voice that will shake the heavens and the earth. Step forward. Trust me. The truth is yours, and no one can take it away." The vision faded, but its power remained. You stood in your room, the air still charged with divine energy. The clock had stopped ticking, as if time itself had paused to honor this moment. You felt the presence of the archangels, their light surrounding you, their strength upholding you. You felt God's love, fierce and unwavering, filling every corner of your soul. You were no longer the person who had doubted, who had questioned, who had wondered if you were enough. You were a child of God, chosen for a purpose, called to a destiny that no enemy could steal. The woman who had betrayed you, the lies that had bound you, the delays that had frustrated you, they were all falling away. Heaven had spoken, and the truth was breaking through. As you stepped forward, you felt the ground shift beneath you. Doors were opening. Blessings were flowing. Relationships were healing. And your voice, your powerful, God-given voice, was rising. The enemy had tried to delete you, but heaven had declared you unforgettable. Amen.